Okay, I've been gone for a while. Yes, I'll admit that. I got something special here. So, a few months ago, a friend of mine was in Africa, and she knows how much I like coffee, and she brought back some Kenyan coffee. Some like real deal coffee from over there. I never had it before, and I never even showed you guys my French press. But I was told by her and a couple other people that's probably not the best way to do it. Why don't you do it the way they do it over there with an Italian press? I was like, what the hell is that? So I went on Amazon and bought one. Anybody who is familiar with these things will know what this is. This brand apparently is a pretty big one. I literally was just looking at cheaper ones, and there's like a bunch of 1-star and 2-star reviews. It kept saying, get the mocha, get the mocha, get the Bialetti. I'm like, okay, there's 2 different ones. No, it turns out it's the same one, the Bialetti Mocha Cafe. I guess what you call it. This is a little 3-cup one. Little 3-cup. Because I'm only making coffee for myself here. And it looks like this is only enough for really 1 cup, one of my normal cups. So, I'm going to clean this thing out right now, give it a wash, get some water on the kettle there, and get this thing set up. So I will come back at you after I wash that and get ready to try it. Alright, back in a bit, bye. Alright, so when I was looking at this thing earlier, when I unpackaged it, I didn't realize how many little nooks and crannies and stuff are in this thing that you can't open to clean. So I cleaned with soap and water. It has this weird rubber smell to it. I think it might be left from that gasket that's in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill with water and just let it boil up on its own, just to kind of flush out any of the interior. See, like this right here especially. I'm gonna show you what I mean. See in there? I'm trying to vlog. Damn motorcycles. There's a spout that comes up here. Now look, see, so how this thing works. First, you'll see it. That's stuck. Why is it stuck? Okay, there we go. Water goes in there. Grounds go in here. Heat boils the water down here. Steams up through the coffee grounds, and then it goes up through the bottom of the pot, out this little spigot on top. You see, there's no way to actually clean the inside of the spigot. So I am gonna again boil some water up through there on this funnel. You see, this is where the grounds go, and you'll notice there's a little cavity underneath, like underneath this, so right here, this part. I can't get in there to clean anything. So I'm gonna run some water through there. Fill that little part up with water and just heat it up and let it do its thing. Then I'm gonna let it cool down and then brew some coffee. I'm not gonna show you the bubbling part. I'm just gonna next time I come back, it's gonna be with coffee. All right. That's pretty much it right now. I'll come back at you when I'm actually making the coffee. I'm actually really excited right now to do it. I love coffee. I love the taste of coffee. I love to experiment in new ways. I've always brewed in a pot or done French press. This is my first time in Italian press. I could fail miserably. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll come back at you guys in a little bit. You'll see it. You guys are going to experience the first time I brew coffee with this thing. All right. See you in like 2 seconds. Bye. Okay, so I'm not actually ready to make the coffee yet. I'm going to run this thing another boil cycle. At first one, there was this really strong, odd smell to it. I'm wondering if it's the rubber that's in there, the rubber gasket. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna run it one more time. It's on the fire right now. See. This little pot looks too small for my stovetop, or maybe I shouldn't be using it on a gas stove. I don't know. Maybe it should be on a induction burner. It's bubbling up right now. So I'm gonna let this thing go through one more cycle of that, just to clean it out, and then I'm gonna get ready to actually do the coffee. So come back at you in a little bit when I'm actually making the coffee. Peace. Okay, I'm not doing the wipe thing with my hand, the transition thing. I'm gonna open this coffee and smell it because I want to see what it smells like. Okay, my camera will stand. Okay. So, I should be able to just tear that. All right. Money, money, money. Oh my God. So, the coffee from Kenya. Okay, apparently that AA is supposed to mean something about how good it is. Quality, I guess. I like it. It says tasting notes, grapefruit, blackcurrant, lively. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely smell. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some of this and put it into the basket. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm using the little handle thing, my little handle grip. I think I gotta put you guys on a tripod. That's the only way it's gonna work. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so that's much easier now. Now I could just go bloop, put you guys down. And it's not straight. Holy crap. I just pop you guys down, straighten you out. We're good to go. Man, that sucks. Window's right there behind me. Okay, I guess I'll have to put you guys like this. That'll work. Just me trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with this thing. Okay. Hey, look, that actually kind of cool. Okay. So, cool. All right. Now that, let's see, you know what? I'm gonna start boiling this teapot here. There we go. Get that going. Now this, I'm supposed to fill lightly with coffee. So according to everybody I talked to, you're not supposed to mash it hard and flat like espresso. Like an espresso maker, you're not supposed to do that. That's not a very coarse grind, is it? Look at that. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying not to spill this stuff. We're supposed to just supposed to level it. That's what I was reading and told and was told. Need a little more. Okay. I'm guessing that's okay. It's level now. If there's any experts out there on this, let me know if I'm doing anything actually wrong. This is my first time ever using one of these. Man, I feel like I barely even used any of this. This is gonna last me a while if I'm pouring it out all the time. Okay. Get this thing off. I have to get this out so I can fill it with water. Shoot. Maybe I should have done this outside of this thing. That's in there. Crap. Hold on. Oh, the joys of doing things for the first time this way. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize the lip of that funnel is inside. I thought it was like hanging over the top, but it's not. So I can't actually pick it up like this. The only way I was able to get out was to stick my finger in there and move it. So I guess I gotta get a butter knife. Just kind of push it down in there like this. Just try to get it from the side. There, look at that. Okay. And there we have it. Cool. So So the thing is, I was watching some videos on it, and they say what you don't want to do is boil cold water in there because you're gonna overheat the coffee. So I want to get this. Water in there when it's hot. Get this thing screwed together. That way, it's not freaking over roasting anything. Says my teapot's about getting ready. It's starting to go. So, and my friend told me to make sure to get a towel and to hold this when I screw the pot down because, yeah, when you have, because apparently she forgot when you fill it with hot water, it will burn. And I have a feeling if I don't tell myself this like a mantra, I'm probably gonna do it at some point. But when you put hot water in there, that whole thing gets really, really freaking hot. So this is really weird. I have like no place to put this thing. Oh, there goes my coffee pot, my teapot. All right, let's go. Let's get this ready to go. Where's my... Alright, here we go. Hot water in, up to the little spout. Just below it, it said. There it is. Drop the thing with the ground, the funnel with the ground. Poof. And now. This pot doesn't want to screw down. Oh, there it goes. That's tight. Get it on the fire. I don't want to put the fire too high because I don't want to overdo it. So. There it goes. And here comes my first time using an Italian press. The laundry machine is going. I'm not the one using it either. So adjust my camera a little bit. So the water should be hot. It should be bubbling by now. Let's check it. I'm gonna check it. Oh, it's actually going. It's actually going. Cool. It's actually going. I don't hear anything. It's supposed to be making this bubbly sound. So anyway, here we go. It's going. You know what? I'm gonna put you guys down for a second. I'm getting excited. I'm gonna shoot a text to my friend and let her know I'm doing this right now. All right, so we have an issue. I never drank coffee at home. I always drank coffee at work. So when coffee mugs are at work, I don't have a coffee mug here. What do I have? A chipped Chinese teacup, which I think will work. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. It even has the lid to it. It got chipped in the cupboard at some point. I don't know who did it. It's not me because I always had it sitting away from any walls. So this coffee is finished brewing. It didn't make its noise anymore. It stopped, and so I took it off the fire, and I'm gonna pour it right now. So again, this is my first time using one of these. I'm excited to try this. Look at that. Let's put this back over on this side. That coffee smells good. I feel like I won't be able to actually take a sip of this right now. But I think I'm going to try anyway. You guys get to watch me burn my mouth. Burn my lips. My life has been changed. This is so different. Okay, so a friend of mine, who I didn't know was a coffee expert, not coffee expert, coffee snobby, I guess you can call him, or knows the finer things, explained to me the way some of these brewing methods work. Oh wow, I can't even get, okay, I'll come back to that. About different brewing methods. He said some coffees have the grounds, the beans are very oily, right? He said the French press is probably not a good idea for that type of coffee. Because what happens when you put the grounds in there, you let it steep and you push it, your coffee is like saturated with that oil, right? So sometimes it's not the best, and it can cause create a very harsh flavor to it. He said for the oilier coffee beans, using an Italian press might be better. This is the first time I've tasted this coffee. First time I've used the Italian press. But I get what he means. I felt the coffee grounds earlier. It is very oily. If I were to make this in a French press, it would just be too saturating all over the palate. It would coat my palate in the first sip, and I wouldn't be able to taste anything properly. So again, he mentioned to me the stronger, more oily coffees. You probably want to use this method. For the lighter roast, not so oily, French press might be better. I have to get a French press at some point. Again, replace the one that broke. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, and by the way, I only ever really drink my coffee black. See, it is dark as night in there. Oh wow, that looks even creepy. So on the camera, it looks like a pit of an abyss or something. It looks like there's just a hole there. You can stick your hand all the way through the cup down to the counter. But it's not. It's actually brown. It does have a very dark brown color to it. Oh, it smells so good. Oh man, that is the way to do it. I'm sorry, guys. It's like I'm like going to a whole different level right now with this. It's my first time ever using Italian press. It's the first time I've ever had this coffee. It is delicious. Unfortunately, I won't be able to keep the coffee forever, you know? I would love to. It's freaking amazing coffee. You know, I'm trying so hard not to cuss right now because I don't want this to end up getting flagged for language. But I feel like I just want to cuss really loud right now because of how good it is. Those who know me know when I am very happy, I cuss a lot. When I'm very angry, I cuss a lot. When I'm sad, I don't say anything. So, there you go. That gives you an idea of what goes through my head. Wow. You know, if this were done in French press, it would taste sour and acidic right now. Because there is that quality to this. It's like if it were done in French press, it would be like that. This is just different story. It's actually nom, 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 nom. I'm gonna have to make 2 cups of this. It's not because I need the caffeine hit. It's because it tastes so damn good. I swore. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I just said damn. Chill out. I didn't say the big 3, which I won't say. It's like halfway to an espresso, to the thickness and richness of an espresso, and it's just amazing. Oh, I wish I had a cigar right now. I wish I had a cigar right now. That would be so freaking amazing and awesome. This is so delicious. I mean, you guys have no idea right now. If you've never done this before, if you've never used an Italian press before, get one. I highly recommend it. I got mine off Amazon. It's called Via Letty Mocha. And it's the 3-cup one. If you are single and live alone, that's probably the best one to get. That right there made me filled up this little cup, and I mean, it came up to here, but I fill that up. That's like a cup. That's like for me a 1 cup. It says 3 cup because I think you're supposed to put in a little those little cups, those little espresso shots. Yeah, no, I don't drink espresso like that. I drink coffee in cups like this or something bigger. Oh my, and now it's cooling down a little bit to that certain temperature. It's not over scorching the palate. I'm not going to call myself a coffee snob, by the way. I never will. But I love coffee. I love different kinds of coffee. I love tasting different kinds of coffee. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I taste hints of this and that. No. I work in a cigar shop. I work in the cigar industry. I don't do that for that either. I've been in it for, holy crap, 8 years. Working cigars. I don't say I taste hints of this and this and this and that. I say I taste sweetness, spicy. I taste something earthy. It kind of reminds me of this or that. You know, I'm not going to say it specifically tastes like this or that. This is very tasty. That's very rich coffee. It's not a light, medium. That is a full, rich coffee. Now, the coffee I drink at work, it's done in one of those brewing pots. You know, you fill the water in a reservoir, put the filter in, put the coffee in, and you turn it on, and it goes, and dribbles down in the coffee pot. About halfway through the cup, my mouth is like coated with the oils. This, not really. I'm gonna have to make myself a second cup. This is delicious. This is freaking amazing. My life has been changed, especially when I'm tasting different kinds of coffee. I'm gonna have to make sure to get a French press though for certain coffees. It's too dark. The window's behind me. Sorry. I have to make sure to get a French press for the certain types of coffee that need it. But this, I think, is my new method of making coffee. Unfortunately, I don't have a hot plate at work. I wish I did. A hot plate or a little portable stove so I could use that at work. Oh, man. So, I just dozed off in a la la land there. Some asswhack was parked in my space at work. That space is my space. That's not actually a public area, so nobody's supposed to be parking back there except people who work in the buildings. And we each have our own space. Somebody's parked in my space. I was forced to park in a space that I'm not normally parked in, and it was kind of a tight squeeze. I scraped the bumper a little bit. Yes, I know. I've been trying to be very careful not to do that, but as you know, a few months ago, I hit the curb with the rim. Oh man, this coffee is delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a second cup. Wow, something changed about it right there. See, the idea of this actually makes more sense to me, especially, okay, so when you do methods that have a lot of oils in it, like the French press or the other, your typical coffee maker, what happens when the coffee sits all day, or sits for too long? The oils start to stale, right? And it becomes acidic, becomes harsh, becomes a little strange. This, it's not sitting on all those oils. You're getting less of those oils in the coffee. So I mean, this coffee is virtually cooled down now. It's not even steaming anymore. And see, it doesn't have that acrid, acidic sourness that coffee has when it's sat for just a little too long. Oh, by the way, these teacups are very cool. They're functional. There's actually a lid that goes on there for scraping away tea leaves. But this cup actually is in 2 pieces. There's no handle on the cup itself, so you're supposed to hold it by that little saucer. See, it comes in 3 pieces. There's just a little saucer down there, the teacup itself, and the lid. You're supposed to cover while tea is brewing, and you use the lid to scrape away any floater tea leaves that you don't want to suck in your mouth. But I don't have a coffee mug. I don't have a coffee cup. I got this. So this is great for coffee. Actually, it works. Now I can imagine some of you are gonna ask me, how does that cup not fall out of that saucer? It's the way it sits in there. Actually, when you're drinking it, you're putting pressure against it. So. But when things cool down enough, cooling the cup, you can actually just pick it up by that. Okay. Now my concern was some of the coffee grounds may have made it to the bottom, may have gone through, may have bubbled up. There's nothing. Oh, I can't see it, but there's like nothing. There's no coffee grounds in there. I thought some would have made it up into the spigot and whatnot, but this is. That is delicious. That is very good. Very, very, very tasty. I'm gonna brew myself another cup, and then I'm gonna go sit outside because it's a beautiful day outside. I'm gonna dig around my room and see if I can find a little cigarette or something. Maybe I have a tin in there. If it is, it's probably dry as hell. So I'm going to brew some more. This is delicious. I'm gonna come back at you in a second, but just for now, a little, I guess, plug it what I like. Get yourself one of these things if you don't have one. And follow those steps. Make sure you boil that water before you pour it in there. Don't boil it on there because you don't want to overheat the coffee. That can cause it to burn and taste burnt. But yeah, no, I mean, this is just freaking amazing. My first time at the Italian press was some coffee from Kenya that my dear friend brought back from me. She knows I love coffee, and she did it. She brought me some coffee from Kenya. This is awesome. It's like delicious coffee done in a very delicious method. I'm gonna make myself another cup, and I'm gonna go sit outside and enjoy. Come back at you in a sec. Bye. Okay, I'm back. I'm outside. Can you tell? It's bright. Oh yeah, you can actually see the reflection behind me. That reflection right there is of that. Yeah. Some people don't realize I have a very nice front area. Now, I realized earlier as I was brewing this second cup of coffee that I went way off on a tangent and I was explaining something and it didn't happen. I was talking about getting a GoPro, and why was I doing? I want to do more stuff with the car. I do need to get a car mount for the windshield, side windows. I don't know, whatever. I'll figure that part out after I get it and what exactly I want to shoot with it. I tried mounting this camera into the car. It won't mount anywhere on the windshield unless I hang it upside down, which I hate doing that because then the problem is when I hang it upside down, the screen's on the other side and I can't see a damn thing what's going on, so it has to be right side up. Secondly, I tried to putting it on a seat. The thing was so shaky, I swear. It looked like you were sitting in a paint agitator. You know, those things that shake up the paint? It looked like one of those. Or it's like one of those or those massage beds. It's like it's shaking that much. And I just don't feel safe putting this camera on a mount outside of the car, mounting it somewhere outside. Last thing I want is for this thing to fly off and break. There's no protective housing on this thing. So that's why my phone just screamed at me, in case you heard that. That is not somebody inside being tortured. That is my text tone. I'll come back at you guys in a sec. I gotta check and see who this is. I've got a cup of coffee right here, cooling. The new method I swear, I'm just like completely in love with right now. This Italian press is such an interesting way of doing it too. It's like a percolator. It works exactly like a percolator, except the grounds are underneath instead of on top. So in a percolator, the basket sits right underneath the lid. The problem is, the idea is you're supposed to boil the water. The water's supposed to go up through a tube in the middle of the basket, and it sprays out and filters through the grounds. The problem is when the coffee drips, when it drips through the grounds and becomes coffee, it falls back to the bottom and can potentially get boiled back up the stem. So you can imagine the water, it's going like this, and you're essentially boiling coffee. which you never want to do. Whenever I use that thing camping, all I do is boil the water without the basket in there. When the water gets boiling, I take it off the fire, put in like 3 heaping scoops of coffee, stir it up, close it, let it steep for like 5 minutes, and then use the basket to filter out the coffee grounds. That's how I make coffee out of that thing. This Italian press is on a similar premise. You're boiling the water and allowing the steam to go up through the coffee. But in this case, it goes up and collects in a pot, so you're not reboiling coffee. You don't ever want to boil coffee. This thing is just so much nicer. It tastes so wonderful. So I'm going to enjoy this cup right now. I guess I can just end it here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to now enjoy this coffee. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's enjoying this. Well, if you live in Southern California, I hope you're enjoying the weather. It's kind of beautiful out. Still a little warm during the day for me. I'm a big guy. It's coming. It's the end of summer. It's coming into fall, but we always get 1 week. 1 week. Nature wants to throw at us. We have a week of like hot, humid weather in October before fall goes into full swing. So the weather's getting nicer, but I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's happy and healthy. Enjoy your life. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, a week. I don't know. Depends on when I come back at you. It might be a while. I'm gonna post a video up as to why I've been lagging a little bit on these past few weeks. So I hope everybody's okay. Hope everybody's good. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Appreciate what you have. Don't dwell on what you don't have. All right. Take care, and I'll see you next time.